Louis de Funès, My Story. I was born on July 31, 1914, in Courbevoie, near Paris, France. Few would have guessed that a small, restless boy with a sharp gaze and boundless energy would one day become one of France's most beloved comedians. My parents were Spanish immigrants, and although we didn't have much, I grew up surrounded by warmth, culture, and a deep appreciation for laughter. From a young age, I was fascinated by people, their expressions, their habits, the way they moved and spoke. I observed everything, mimicking voices and gestures until I could make anyone laugh. But my road to success was far from easy. Before I ever stepped onto a film set, I worked many odd jobs: a jazz pianist in smoky Parisian bars, a draftsman, a salesman. Acting seemed like an impossible dream, but I was determined to chase it, even when others doubted me. I entered the world of cinema rather late. For years, I was just a face in the background, a waiter, a clerk, a man running across the screen. But I never stopped learning, watching, and perfecting my timing. Then, slowly, my comic energy began to be noticed. The 50s brought small roles, the 60s brought recognition, and by the 70s, I had become a household name. Audiences came to know me as the furious gendarme from Saint-Tropez, the scheming businessman, the frantic husband. My characters were often selfish, nervous, or greedy, but always human. I built comedy from chaos, from quick gestures, exaggerated expressions, and the rhythm of surprise. People said I could make them laugh without uttering a word, and perhaps that was my greatest gift. Despite my success, fame never changed my approach to work. I demanded precision, discipline, and creativity from everyone, especially myself. Acting was my craft, my passion, my mission to bring joy. Each performance was a small piece of my soul, a chance to give audiences a reason to forget their troubles for a moment and simply laugh. In private, I was quiet and reflective. I loved my family deeply. My wife Jean and our sons were my anchor. Away from the stage lights, I tended to my garden, listened to classical music, and enjoyed the calm that fame rarely allowed. I left this world in 1983, but I like to think that my laughter still echoes through the generations. My films, from La Grande Vadrouille to Le Gendarme de Saint-Tropez, continue to live in the hearts of millions. Comedy, to me, was never just entertainment, it was a way to celebrate life, with all its absurdities and imperfections. I may have been a small man with a big temper on screen, but my true legacy is laughter, the universal language that connects us all.